Okay, good evening, everyone. This is a special work session meeting of the Southwick Agricultural Commission. We do have a quorum with myself, Bert Hansen, Tammy Sayak-Bissalon, Zach Barnett, and online we have Sage Fury and Marissa Cook-Obregon. And we also, hi Marissa. Guests, we have Diane Gale and Inga Hoteling, and we are here to talk about Open Farm Day. The meeting is being recorded. So does everybody have the agenda? Looks like
I have it on my phone.
okay. I can give you.
You have an extra one.
I can give you a real one if you want. I think didn't I just make copies of this? What the heck?
No,
Maybe I put them all on the table. Anyway, we need our final list of participating farms. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
And the only one that I know of that's up in the air was Shauna Sherry at the new farm, Second Eden, but they're not ready to start promoting yet, even though they are planning to open sometime this summer. So I guess we'll not include them in the passport. But Marissa, I think in an email to you, which was just a little while ago, I would like to add them to the farm brochure, the farm trail, if we can.
Sure, I just need information from them
Yeah.
in terms of what they do, their address, and if I can get that as soon as possible, because the idea is to print that farm brochure so that we have enough time for this farm brochure to also be part of Open Farm Day. So I was going to go to print with it within the next week. So if they can do that within the next 5 days, I think we'll still be more or less on schedule. So
yeah, I'm hoping to get it to you tomorrow. So,
Sure. Another option is to do something if it's incomplete information. We can always do what we did with Warren Baker and Anson Flower Farm. We can put that on there. If
it might be something like that. Opening.
That's fine.
Summer 2023, whatever.
Yeah, just an address. That's enough. We'll definitely put them on there. Absolutely.
Yep. And where is my? Did I not bring my copy of the passport? Here's this one. Yeah, here we go. So should we just review this list one more time, just to be totally sure? Billy C's.
Inga Hotel on 45 Klein Road. I am still waiting to hear back from Bill about them participating and them being Windy Acre Bees.
Yep.
413B.
Yep.
And Billy C's at their location, but without Billy C.
Right.
I left him another message today and have not heard back from him yet. But I had spoken to him 2 weeks ago, and he was all gung-ho to go talk to Billy C. and Andrew Solak about having that one central location.
Right.
But
right.
haven't gotten confirmation on that yet.
Yeah. Can we, and Marissa, this is kind of a question for you, can we continue waiting, or do we need to
Kill it.
get this going?
I kind of defer to the commission because I think part of this is contingent on who we're going to print with and the turnaround time. So honestly, without knowing who, I'm sorry to kind of revert it back to the commission, but without knowing who we're going to go with as a printer, that can extend the amount of time or shorten it. So.
Right. And as far as the passport, we don't actually need that. What do we say? We want to put them at the farms maybe 3 or 4 weeks ahead. And with the lawn signs and some other stuff identifying the farms. So.
Are we talking about the brochure then? When you were asking me just now in terms of how long we can wait, was that question in reference to the brochure, which we did want to have out sooner
No,
than later?
No, the brochure, I think we need to do ASAP, right?
I think there's two brochures. Sorry, let me clarify. One is the farm brochure, which would be a reprint, the updated version, and the other one is the one I'm referring to is like the specific Open Farm Day brochure, the trifold? Yeah.
Oh, right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I didn't clarify. There's a lot of brochures floating around.
Yeah, the trifold, I was just thinking about the passport, so, which we do have time on. The trifold,
That's this, the trifold you're referring to?
it's, well, we're reprinting that farm brochure, separate from Farm Day.
Okay.
Then we also have a trifold in the works.
Yeah, I
about
have a
Farm
draft
Day.
of that.
Yeah, and then we have the passport, so.
3 printings.
Yeah, so maybe you want to say, ASAP on the farm trail brochure, maybe a week on the trifold.
I
Mhm.
have a draft of that to present this evening. It's really
Okay.
contingent on, who's going to participate on it. But I wanted to, when we get to that point in the meeting, I wanted to run it by the commission just to get a sense if I'm on the right track. But I'm also going to need to have some consensus as to who we're going with for printing so I can start to figure out how long it will take to actually print this. Because from what I want to understand, Mr. Chairman, is that what you were asking in terms of how long do we have? Because you intend to have this Open Farm Day brochure circulating throughout the summer as a
Yes.
precursor? Okay, all right,
Yes,
thanks.
I think that's what we want, yes.
Yes, okay, gotcha. All right, so we're on the same page. I understand the brochure we're talking about. Yes, that's the one I have a draft of to show
Okay.
later on.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to call me Mr. Chairman.
Well, I want to respect the meeting order and think, I don't want to just say I'm talking to you, like.
Because then I'm gonna have to call you Commissioner Cook Obregon.
It's all good. It's all good.
So let's just run through the list, and then we can talk about your draft, Marissa.
Sure.
Okay, so Billy C is still TBD. Blossoming Acres, we know. Calabrese, we know. Cowards, we know. Feldman's, now Feldman's,
No,
he's not, he wants to just have information, right? Okay. And then Firefly Fields, we know
Yes.
they definitely want to be.
Yes,
And Johnson Brooks said no, didn't they, Marissa?
Correct.
Yeah, because they're not really, yeah.
no,
And there's not really Meadowview anymore. No Pumpkin Valley. Ray, do we know about Ray's yet?
he's not returning any calls,
Huh,
so I would nixnay him,
okay. And then Solek,
yes.
we know.
Kleinview Stables has said yes.
Okay, very good. And then,
And Marissa, didn't you have the sunflower, the woman that sells the sunflower?
Oh,
Arnold's,
yeah, Karen
Yes,
Arnold.
both Dwight and Karen Arnold consented, yes, for both tobacco and the sunflowers. You're right, yes.
And they're,
And the historical museum too, right?
and
And more.
the History Museum. Right. Sorry, I'm a little scattered here. Where's the other page of it? Yeah, and they call, let's see, the Sheep Pasture Sunflower Stand, right?
Correct.
Pasture Sunflowers, Plainview History Museum. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's it, right? Okay,
Could we review that just one more time? Sorry, just kind of from the top down, just to,
sure.
we definitely have as a absolute yay.
Mhm. The absolute yays you want?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, so Blossoming Acres, Calabrese, Cowards, Firefly Fields, Sheep Pasture Sunflower Stand, Solex, Kleinview Stables, and the History Museum.
So we no longer have Roger BC?
I'm sorry. We do.
We do, okay.
So that's, for sure, that's
And-
1, 2, 3.
Sorry, just because I'm editing the brochure as we speak right now, so to make sure that I'm putting it right in the right place, so, I
So
just wanna make,
that's 10, including the museum, that's 10.
okay. Blossoming Acres, Calabrese, Coward, Dwight Arnold, and Sheep Pasture, Sunflowers, Firefly Fields, Kleinview Stables, Solic Farm, Roger BC, and Southwick Historical Museum. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Great.
Good, okay, well, that's good.
That's
good.
helpful.
Good start, right, for our first time?
Yeah, Granby typically has like 13 or so. So this is not shabby at all, I think. I think this is a great start.
Who's Roger BC?
He's on South Long Yard, one of the Long Yards. We don't, I don't think we know yet exactly what he does. What he's gonna offer. So we will find that out.
So,
yeah,
Inga
go ahead,
Hotel,
yeah.
again, got a question. What would be the latest date in regards to Billy C's and Windy Acre Bees for me to put pressure on him politely?
Send the guys with the baseball bats. Well, I think Marissa wants to know who we think we're gonna print with. Inga, were you able to find out about Westfield Technical
I would
Academy?
not be able to do it.
Oh, okay, so no Westfield Technical, so it would be through, Southwoods, or there was another printer we mentioned.
Was that Vista Print?
No, that was for the stamps.
That was for the stamps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought stickers.
I will mention this for the record that we get our we get our farm brochure, the quadrifold one, the one that's maroon color, just for clarification. We get that printed through an online vendor because that's very difficult being a fourfold. We ran into some
Okay.
trouble with Southwoods doing that in the past, so
Okay.
worst case scenario, I'm just mentioning that we do have, that's who I'd have to go to anyways to reprint that brochure. So
Okay.
their turnaround time is about 3.5 weeks. So just mentioning that as one option so that you guys know the parameters of what that printer would be. But I can certainly ask Southwoods because this being a trifold, that's something that's very much in their realm and that they, I think, would be able to do, but I think it's
Right,
yeah.
okay, well.
Sometimes they get backed up on projects too, and their lead times can be 4 weeks. So we, so it's a matter of asking, but
Right,
Vistaprint probably could do it.
this different?
They print everything.
Hmm.
They're fast.
yeah, we got the master plan brochures done through them.
Oh, okay, or.
That was also about a 3-week turnaround date unless you want to pay for expedited shipping. So
They're usually quick.
Yeah.
yeah, more or less, I'd say, yeah, in our experience for the right master plan, we got about 1,000. Took them about 3 weeks with the non-expedited shipping, so that was fast. They're reliable for sure.
Mid-ish to third week of June, so that should be all right, right? So you want to say that we'll go with Vista for the Farm Day trifold, the Farm Trail brochure with the online printer that you used, Marissa, before,
Sure.
and then go through Southwoods for the passport, since we
I
have more
think that
time?
sounds reasonable. Yeah, that sounds very reasonable.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Great start.
So, Marissa, do you want to talk about your mock-up of the trifold?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do screen sharing here. One moment. Let me try to. Yeah, can I get that option somehow?
Let's see. Participants.
Yeah, she has to do that on her side, I think.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle there. Share screen.
It's usually
is?
a green button too that says
Yeah.
share
Oh,
screen.
share
Depends how you have your screen laid out.
That's for you to share?
Yeah,
she
I
has
don't
to
think
do
you can
it.
share her screen.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Or something to allow screen share.
yeah, I'm not okay.
I see a share screen thing on my side. Is that what you're referring to? I have to hit it, or does G need to hit it?
You do.
I think, yeah.
Oh,
why don't you
okay.
try- Why don't you try it, Marissa?
Yeah, okay, I think, oh, okay, something's coming up.
Screen though.
Woo-hoo.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that on?
Alrighty.
Can you see my
Yes,
screen?
Yes, sir, ma'am, yep.
Great, okay. So just a brief mock-up here. Just tried to add some more photos. I went around over the past couple of weeks and took some photos around town of places. This is an old photo of Ray's here on the bottom of the tractors. So now that I saw Ray included on the yes list in one of the emails that went out. So I will take them off and just put another tractor of a participating farm, probably maybe a John Deere, because I think it'll be a little bit cooler. And maybe
Yeah.
like call out to the kids. So that's maybe things work out in some way.
A sprayer would can,
A sprayer?
the spray bugs.
That would work too, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just tried to like make it clear as possible. I took a lot from Inga's, kind of just formatted it similar to hers, but just kind of a comment that I got from somebody is that a lot of kids today, and I don't know if this is true or not, a lot of kids today don't understand cursive. They don't teach cursive anymore, so the open
Yes.
farm-based script in cursive,
That's true.
is that
yes.
true?
They stopped
Yeah.
teaching it, which we're all, artist wise, we hate it.
Yeah, it's very limiting. So if that's true, then I put really bold like letters because I think the idea is to make this accessible to kids too.
For sure.
And non-cursive readers.
Yep, a little bit of a tangent for that age group, the primary school kids, there's actually an important eye-hand thing that they learn in cursive that they're not getting anymore, sadly.
Wow, shame. Yeah, and like Sage said, from a graphic standpoint, it's very limiting, just trying to find text
Yeah.
that is very clear, and not cursive at all.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not sure. So the sponsors list, I think it would just be really easy to just put their names down. We don't necessarily need to do logos. I think it might start to look a little cluttered if we ask them for logos. And from a graphic standpoint, that's going to be a lot more work to incorporate each logo versus typing in their name clearly. So whenever we do get that list of sponsors as well, I mean, I'm just thinking now as I'm looking at this, do we want to have a confirmed list of sponsors before we go to print with this, or is that less important to us? Where do we
Oh.
stand on that? I guess it just occurred to me, so.
Right. That's a very good question.
Sponsors, farms or?
No.
Are you
No,
talking other?
no, it could be
Anyone.
Mrs. Murphy's or,
Chevelli's, we have a
Chevelli's.
whole list of.
So I'm
potential
thinking that's a great
sponsors.
question, Marissa, Commissioner Cook Obregon. Maybe we don't include the sponsors on this piece. They'll be very important for the passport, but maybe we don't need them here.
Okay,
What do you think? Hey, what's the consensus?
Maybe it's just a thank you to our sponsors, but don't list them. But maybe you give them something for their store that says they're a sponsor, a sticker or something that says they're a sponsor.
Oh,
Something,
yeah.
3, 4, 5 inches that says we're a sponsor.
Of Open Farm Day.
Yeah. With
I'm
a-
sorry, I
with a-
didn't totally hear that. Can that be repeated, please?
So, well, that was Diane Gale of Five.
Sorry.
So she's suggesting not listing the sponsors on this piece, but say thank you to our sponsors and have a space where a sticker.
Look for this symbol.
Yeah,
from our
so they
sponsors.
could let's say it's, Calabrese. There'd be a place for them to put a sticker or their business card or something in a display at their farm.
Okay,
Does that make sense? Am I explaining that right?
yeah,
That's a good idea, I think.
You know, there it could say, thanks to our sponsors,
Yeah.
look for this emblem in their stores.
Yeah,
Right, because
Or
that,
in their establishments, and then you can have a prominent thing in their establishment that they are a sponsor
They're an
of.
official sponsor.
right.
Yeah, versus the unofficial, right?
Official sponsors, there you go, yeah. With space for a sticker.
I mean, I would just put out there, the project management aspect, asking people to do additional things. I think Inga was very astute in the last few meetings and bringing that up, just the additional legwork that we'd have to do. So I would just ask the commission to keep that in mind, going forward and trying to keep this streamlined and simple.
Yeah.
And not add anything additional to our plate and have to then engage in distribution of anything. I'm thinking a one and done deal when it comes to like producing a piece of marketing material and then moving on to the next one and not necessarily having to look back. So I personally think it's either we wait for a list of sponsors or we don't put any space for our sponsors, because we may not get any either, right? I mean, I want to think we will, but at this point, if we haven't asked a single person, it just seems a little presumptuous. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
where we would just keep then, Inga
ahead.
Hotang, 45 Klein Road, where we would just keep them on the passport, on the back page, the sponsors, and that's something that they can tear and walk away with if they wanted to.
Yep,
Because that's
Yeah.
part of getting the sponsors to let them know that everyone that participates in Open Farm Day is going to have a list of who's sponsoring them, who sponsored the event,
mhm,
to potentially drive business to those businesses for more sales or awareness, whatever that might be. So
yeah.
I'd still keep it on the passport.
Oh, for sure,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, for
I
sure,
like having it on the passport.
yeah. But I think, yeah, point well taken, Marissa, that, the back, especially with the farm, well, with all these pieces, we're struggling a little bit to get responses from some folks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
we leave.
Yeah, I think for this initial year, and just a note, there may be people again that don't take the passport at all, because that isn't a requisite for engagement or participation. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But I think this being the inaugural year, once we do kind of have a revolving list of sponsors, hopefully next year this will be much easier and we can go to them before going to print for the new brochure that comes out, June or whenever we do Open Farm Day round 2. And then, feature the sponsors on the main brochure. But I think being in the inaugural year, we'll
Okay.
definitely include it on the passport, and hopefully people will take a passport. Whether they use it or not is another matter, but hopefully we can market it to sponsors and say, this is the day of like flyer that everybody will hopefully see and take. So,
Well, presumably they will take the passport, so they'll know where they're supposed to go, right?
Right, plus also being entered into the drawing.
well,
Right,
I thought the passport functioned differently. I thought it was not the same as the brochure. I didn't think the passport had, I thought the passport just had a space for kind of noting your participation or your, I guess, visit to a certain farm. It doesn't have the map on it, right?
The last one that I shared with you folks had, I've got it right here in my hand, it was the farm or the barn. It did have in the center, because at that point, we were still thinking of having it at Wally Park to start off there. The name, the address, and the email of the person or the family that was participating. Then the front doors were left open so that we could list in there the farms that were participating. That's where the stickers would go. And then when you open up the passport, there's your trail of where the farms are. Then on the right-hand page, the actual farms listed with their produce and, or what their items are. And then the back page was the sponsors. This is what was going to then be folded and put into the box for the drawing.
So let's see if I can. So can you see this, Marissa and Sage?
Yeah, I'm looking at a version of
Notes.
that online, yeah, that Inga sent my way.
Okay.
So this is, okay, I have it named as the flyer card. So this is different than the passport, or it's the same thing as the passport? I'm sorry, I'm a little confused.
This is the passport.
Where are they getting their stickers put on it?
At the farms,
At each farm.
And where are they supposed to put the stickers?
on the
next-
front, next to the farm.
Anywhere.
Yeah, or any place really,
Yep.
but yeah.
Yep.
So is that making sense, Marissa?
I think, yeah, so do you mind holding it up to the screen again? I'm just trying to compare it to what I have on my
It's
email.
very similar to the farm trail, let's see here, brochure that we're working on, you're working on mostly.
Okay, so what I have here as a PDF name is called Southwick Barn Flyer Card. So my understanding was that this was a small flyer that we were going to get printed in the month before the open farm day to start distributing around farms. This is separate than the passport,
Correct.
or it's the same thing as the passport.
Wait, I think it's the same thing. The passport and the,
Yeah, how many marketing materials do we have going out in circulation, like intent, like what's our intent? So the brochure is one, that's the one that I'll review with folks in just a moment. I'm sharing on my screen, but then there's the passport for people to use the day of, like for their stamps and for the drawing. And then there's the flyer.
I was under the
No.
impression that there was an additional flyer that was going to be at the businesses in town a month to 2 months prior to.
That's not bad.
Separate from the passport, right, Inga? Like a different document?
Separate
Yeah.
from the passport.
isn't that what?
That's what I thought you
That's what
got
we're
right
looking
there.
at, right?
That's
Right,
what
okay,
we're
so we
looking-
think that what you have on the screen there, Marissa, is that trifold, as you've been calling it, is the brochure that will be at the farms ahead of time.
Okay,
Day of, so to speak, is the passport.
gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Sorry to have gotten so confused. So
That's all
what
right.
we're
You
looking
can-
at right now, this brochure that I have on the screen, that's brochure slash flyer. That's the stuff that's gonna start getting marketed about a month before, right?
Right.
And then I'm
So
gonna
we're-
print through Vistaprint.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Okay, I'm with you till there. Okay, thank you. Okay, and this is the one that I'm going to, at least for this inaugural run, gonna take out sponsors and just, I mean, we can put anything. We can put a little bit more of a description, more photos, whatever. I mean, that's fine, just because we don't have that, and that's what we want to have printed sooner than later, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Thank you. All right.
all right.
All right, so I'll take that sponsors bit out for this section, or for this particular piece.
Yeah.
And,
Now, there's a page 2 of this piece.
yes.
There we go.
So yeah, don't pay attention to the numbers because there's just copy and pasted. That's just what I was editing now to
Yeah,
get up
okay.
to speed and then correlate it to the map. So this is just copy and pasted now. So
Yeah,
So I'll take out Ray's Farm, add Roger BC, and then add the Southwick Historical Society location to that, and hold a place, I guess, for 413B.
What did we say, a week? Did we say a week? We could wait and get it?
I'll reach out to Bill again this evening and tomorrow. If I do not hear back from him by Friday, then I'm just gonna nix-nay it.
Pull the plug, so to
Yeah.
speak. Okay.
How many times can you leave messages?
All right.
I agree, Inga. I think by end of this week is acceptable, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So is Windy Acre B separate from 413B?
Well, no, Windy Acres, that's who I've been trying to reach,
Okay.
Bill Frazier. And he had been talking to me about, since Andrew Solak, who is 413B at Solak Farm, and Billy C., who's the big B guy,
Yeah.
Bill Fraser at Windy Acre Bees was thinking, after he and I spoke, why not have it at Billy C's,
Yeah.
but have Andrew participate there, have Bill Fraser participate there, because Billy C is in Georgia,
Yeah,
and it's a
Andrew.
Sunday, and he,
Yeah, I got all
Yeah.
that. I just
Yeah.
don't see.
so. To be,
Okay. Oh. Okay, great. Okay, so is this all making sense? I mean, so these pieces are very similar, obviously. They all have maps. But.
We love our maps.
Yeah, Diane, yeah.
On page 1, this front page here, where it has our sponsors, you probably want to put in there something about the passport program, what they're gonna get when they go here, because that's missing, correct?
Oh, okay.
That's the real incentive to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I agree in that we should put something explaining Open Farm Day, seeing that this is like, again, an inaugural event. I'd be in favor of, yeah, using this space where we would have had sponsors to kind of explain the purpose of Open Farm Day, because it's the first time for Southwick. So maybe I can throw in a description in there, like Open Farm Day, this is the first one, you know, like of this, I don't know, commission or of this town, and you know, we're opening up farms. I don't know, some sort of description. I don't know if somebody is inspired enough to send over a blurb, or I can come up with something. And explain kind of how it works, like what the deal is.
Right, we definitely need that. That's a
You
good
could
point.
just say, pick up your passport at any participating farm.
Yeah.
For whatever the gratuity is gonna be, for a drawing,
Right.
for the drawing.
Yeah. Marissa, I could send you some language on that, you know, to start with.
Just,
If you
yeah,
want.
explaining what Open Farm Day is. Yeah, because the Granby one, I noticed like their brochure, because they've been doing it for like a million years. Their most recent brochure that I have doesn't explain it. It's already kind of like a self-explanatory thing, because they've been doing it for ages, but for us, it's new. So I think explaining why we're doing it and what the idea is. And I think if you're going to include the passport, include that it can be as simple as visiting the farms too. There's a lot of people that aren't going to participate in the passports. And if that feels like they have to do a group activity or do something or talk to people, they're not going to necessarily go. I know that's a barrier for some, you know, and we want to be as inclusive as possible and make this just open.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, this is why we're having these meetings.
so if you wait 4 weeks, it's too late.
Yeah, right. So, okay.
Can I ask for crit on the right to farm blurb? Inga included that on her draft of the brochure. I thought it was good. And I just copied and pasted it because I think it sets some context up as to why we're doing this. But what do folks think? Is that on the leftmost column here? Is that?
Yeah. I think, my 2 cents, the more we can promote right to farm, the better. In fact, just today, I was thinking about getting some bumper stickers, because we were on Congamon Road, and there was a tractor in front of us, and then there's a guy behind us, right on our tail. So Juliet was driving, so she kept kind of pumping the brakes. So,
Great check.
So, yeah.
Even
But-
people, they'll put them on their tractors.
Yes,
Oh,
It's a good
Put 'em on
idea.
tractors.
yeah.
We can give it to the farms as a
thank
thank you.
Yeah. simple as
Right.
that. Thank you.
Right.
We had one totaled last year by somebody trying
No.
to cut it off.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They'll put them on tractors.
Yeah. And another tangent, but, I saw in the Southwick Community Facebook page, maybe a month ago, Jim Putnam posted something about if you follow a tractor for 20 miles an hour for 2 miles, it's like 6 minutes. So anyway, so yes, right to farm, yes.
Okay, so leave that there. Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
And then, yeah, so I'll work with you, Bert, then to develop a blurb to replace where it says our sponsor, so just kind of
Yep,
explain. I think Diane's point was good, like tell them why we're doing this, what it is.
right.
And I think page 2, any crits on that? I mean, other than just cleaning it up and making it accurate,
Yeah.
okay.
What you've got? Oh, okay. Okay, this is good,
Cool.
thank you, Marissa. So now I'm passing around your list of potential sponsors that we talked about last time and that you typed up for us. And maybe we could decide who's gonna contact who, and do we want all these folks?
Believe Wilderness Experience is out of
Yes,
business.
they're closed.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
Yes,
are?
they couldn't find anyone to work for
no.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow, massive bummer. That's so sad.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
them. We had to find a new camp for my kid this year.
Jeez.
It's so sad, because
Yeah,
Todd
oh,
had a
they're
great
great, yeah,
program.
they're awesome.
He had a really good program.
My son loved it last year.
Yeah. The only one I thought about adding to it was, and I don't know if it's because it's a big box that it's not there, would be Tractor Supply.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying, yeah, we should
Oh,
include.
I don't see IBS on here.
We could try them. My sense is that IBS
They
doesn't
might not.
do this stuff much.
They actually participated with my first taste of Southwick,
Oh,
so I'll just reach out, I could. I was surprised too, but they thought it was a great idea.
well, there you go.
There's a farm furniture shop as well at Gristmill Plaza. I've spoken with the owner. I can't remember her name right now.
Sabrina?
I believe that's her name, yes. She's
Oh.
very enthusiastic about Open Farm Day, and obviously she's not a farm business per se, but she has farm furniture at her shops, and there's that cultural affiliation, and I think it'd be worth asking her.
Mhm,
Yeah. Wait, there's 2 Sabrinas in Southwick?
yes. There might be a third.
Could be.
Could be a-
Yes, Diane.
Did the Fox Southwick Florist count as a farm?
I've been debating that with myself.
Greenhouse.
It's a greenhouse, right? And do they have some APR land? I don't know what
Doesn't
I
do
don't know if
anything
they
with
were
it.
asked or if they,
they haven't been yet that I'm aware of.
No. No. I know that Blossoming Acres leases some of Fox
Oh, okay.
Farms land.
Yeah, she does the big field.
Hmm?
She does.
but it does also have a
What
greenhouse.
they do?
There's a greenhouse, he's doing the sunflowers now.
Yeah.
I think in the interest of being objective, you'd ask him, right? Just to
Yeah.
kind of give him the option or give that family the option to say yes or no.
Yeah. yeah. I'll ask them unless
Go for it.
somebody else has a burning desire to. Okay, and, oh, Alex, hello, how you doing?
Yep, is this working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex Griffey, 8 Klein Road, Southwick. What about Country Colonial? They have a state farm. I know Red Willowitz are pretty big into farming. Maybe they're someone to ask for sponsorship. Also another vote for IBS in Southwick over at Tractor Supply. Just that, you know, that they're a local business. I think that would be. I think you can't ask one without asking the other person.
Yeah, well, good point,
I
yeah,
second that.
yeah.
That's all I got right now. I'm driving, so I'm gonna mute this again.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm here and paying attention.
Okay. thank
Careful,
you.
Alex.
All right.
For the restaurant sponsors, I think in our last meeting, you wanted the ones that are only open, that are also open on Sundays to kind of like maybe direct them, is that right?
Yes,
Because Sunflower Cafe is not open on Sundays.
okay,
Not
Oh,
that
I
they're
thought
not-
they were now.
No, they've never been open on Sundays.
Oh, okay. Thought they
I
changed
think
the
I saw that
schedule this
somewhere
spring.
too, but it was wrong.
It was wrong, okay, because I thought they updated their schedule for Sundays starting this spring, but okay. That's a
I'm
bummer.
not sure you wanna exclude someone just because they're not open, though, if they want to give us money.
oh. Did you hear
I
that,
mean, maybe we could
folks
use them
online?
for a raffle.
With the,
Oh.
yeah, for the donation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a great idea, Tammy.
I just
Still
know
get
that-
them involved.
I just know when we were talking last time that it was like, oh, we want places that are kind of open so they could go after or during or on the way, on the by or whatever. I just know that they're not open Sundays.
Okay, yeah, but they could certainly be part of the drawing, sure,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'll take care of that.
We also have Congamon Pizza,
Yep.
CPC,
Yeah.
barbecue.
What were the other ones after Congamon Pizza?
It's
It's the same.
It's the-
Oh, the
Yeah,
barbecue,
yes,
yeah,
CPC.
Matthew, I think, he's been a supporter of AdCom in the past, if it's still the same
Yeah,
owner.
he had a plot at the community garden. I don't know if he still does, but he used to grow some tomatoes there.
Oh, that's cool, yeah, he used to help out with the tractor parades back in the day.
I used to see him.
And Roma. He gets his veggies from the farm.
Yes, he does.
Was that, what was that last part?
Roma?
He
He
uses
gets his
local
veggies
stuff.
from the farms.
Oh, okay. Okay. So do we just want to kind of run down this list and see who's gonna ask whom? Inga, I said some of these folks in the sort of the top list of the sponsors, not the restaurants. You've worked with a lot of these folks, did you say?
I've got connections with them, yes, and also with the restaurants, because
Oh,
of
from your- yeah.
the Taste of Southwick.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't want to put this whole list on you, though.
but because the relationship is already there, I would have no problem reaching out to them, unless anybody
Okay,
has an objection to that. But what we need to do is understand, I know that's part of the agenda this evening, is what are we wanting to ask from these folks?
right.
For the restaurants, do we want them to be the sponsor? Do we want to ask them to sponsor? Do we want them to give a gift certificate?
Yeah.
I think for the larger places, some of them could kind of do, but like, definitely want sponsors from the larger businesses if possible.
Yeah.
I
Are
don't
you
know,
asking
but
for monetary sponsors
Yeah,
from your listed sponsors?
Yep.
And that is gonna help pay for the printing or?
right, yep,
Or for next year's program?
yeah.
It's gonna go into our gift account, right?
Right.
Gift account is where it has to go.
Yeah.
Because you have 1,500 for the year, correct?
Yeah, can we take a step back and just budget right now and see where we're at? Because I think we don't really have a strategy in terms of asking folks for
No.
money until we understand how much we have in the coffers, and I can offer a rough estimate on what we're going to spend.
Okay.
Just in terms of the brochure, the trifold printing. Now, we still have lawn signs to produce as well as the actual passport as well from Southwoods. So
And we
we
need
can-
some-
I can roughly estimate that, but I think that would be the first step in trying to figure out how much money we actually need, so we know how to ask and strategize who we ask gift certificates from and who we ask maybe 50 or $100 from to kind of contribute to the fund.
And I think we also wanted some banners or bigger signs, like at the the major intersections. And that's another item, of course.
Right, because we're also gonna have to have signs at the farms,
Right.
Yeah, like lawn sign type things,
We
yeah.
said lawn sign
lawn
type
signs
signs.
there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
budget is
So-
where we need to, we
yeah.
need to know.
So in our regular budget, we have $950, and that's what we always get for, maintaining the community garden and, other activities. I asked for money specifically for Open Farm Day this year, and surprisingly, I got it. So we have, as Inge just mentioned, $1,500
Specifically for this.
for this, yep. And then I believe we have around $900 in our gift account. So, and we can use that, and that's where, I cleared with Michelle Hill, donations, sponsorships, that should all go in the gift account, not the budget account.
Correct.
And if we actually make some money on something, it goes in the gift account.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so we're looking at potentially $2,200, somewhere around there, if we can combine these two parts of our money. And I'm noticing, I did a kind of a cut and paste of the Granby minutes that Angie Simone provided, and they spent 1817. Did I give you that or no?
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, it's this one. They spent 1817, no, sorry, 2167 they spent last year.
We should be good.
Yeah, so we should,
We don't need any money.
So we still don't know what the prices are of the
Right.
signs though, too, so.
Right, so,
They-
yeah, exactly, the signage. And just, if I'm planning on going online next week to print the farm brochure, again, just clarifying that that's the 4-page brochure, the maroon one, the reprint of that's the
Right.
existing one. That
Yeah.
off the bat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000 of those, and I understand I'd be buying about 1,000 as well next print, is that right?
Okay, that sounds good, yeah.
Okay, that was about $400. Where is that coming out of? Is that coming out of our budget from this year? Because there was discussion at the last meeting about doing that before end of fiscal year so that it wouldn't interfere with the new monies that we're getting.
Yes,
So,
right.
where is that gonna come out from?
Yep, that should be, that should come out of our regular budget, I'll call it. That's not really connected with Farm Day, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
correct,
so
okay.
we do have some money sitting there.
So that's separate. That $400 we shouldn't take into account with the 2,000 or so that you just mentioned we have.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Right.
separate. Okay. I know, and how many trifolds am I ordering from Vistaprint? 1,000 as well, or?
And that's Farm Day, so.
Look at Grammy, they did 2,500 trifold maps,
Yeah, Granby did 2,500
but
maps.
they're bigger. Farm
But
Day
They're
They're-
established.
They're
Yeah.
established.
They're
So I think
established.
1,000 would probably be good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can get anything from, it's in like 500 increments. That's like 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, so on.
Is 1,000 possibly too aggressive for this?
Might be, I mean, we're not gonna know until, you know. What were you saying, Marissa, about the cost? I didn't quite catch.
There's a
We do have-
$30 difference between getting 750 versus 1,000. So, yeah, just about, it's 20 something bucks difference. So
Yeah.
I would say go for the 1,000, just because I think it would be good if, I'm thinking it's gonna be good to have these at the open farms themselves the day of.
Mhm.
So it's not like you're going to waste them, like you may get 500 out to businesses beforehand in the lead up to the day. But if you have an extra 200, I would definitely put those at the farms and get, put them
Sure.
on the tables that people,
Sure.
can go to and pick one up and just kind of have for their own keeping.
Yep, yep.
And that's,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's 200, like $70 to get 1,000 printed.
That
Oh.
trifold, you would want at the farms like 2 weeks before, I would think, because people are coming in and out every
Yes.
week.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe even, maybe even
We're
a month.
hoping like even a month
You know,
ahead.
Maybe even a month before, yeah,
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
so, yeah. Okay, so I think 1,000 sounds good there too. Cause
So
again,
that's
those have a
170
life,
bucks.
yeah, well, that's not much.
No, that's not.
And then sort of the mystery number is the passports, because we have no idea if we're gonna get 100 people or 1,000, you know? In one of our meetings, you may remember, I asked Lenita, well, what if we get 1,000 people? She says, send them over. So, I don't know, what does anybody think about passports? We have no idea who we're gonna get, so, but we're doing a fair amount of promotion, so,
well, that's also part of what you're gonna have to put into the budget is the advertising cost too.
mhm. Yep, true.
So
Right, and, yeah.
that's going to drive it.
What are the hours this is gonna happen?
12 to 4
12 to 4.
on August 20th, which is a Sunday.
Sunday, right.
Right, so it's 4 hours, you got 10 forms.
1,500 brochure, passports, because that's, to me, that's a much more of a kind of, what's the right term? I think that's something that some people may take and may not take, and it's like one person may take it for their family if they're participating as a family. I don't know that they would
Have a
participate
bunch of
as
kids show up,
individuals.
Kid's gonna want one.
Yeah,
Pardon?
Zach's just saying if somebody comes with a bunch of kids, all the kids are gonna want
Gonna
one.
want one.
one.
Maybe that's it. But then there's like plenty of adults that have done the open farm day and have never touched a passport. Cause I'm like, that's a very kid focused thing. And I don't want to go to each farm and get my stamp. I just want to go see the farm, do the tour. So it's like a toss up. I guess it's hard to know like
Yeah.
exactly how many to get, but I think we don't want to print so many either that then we have access of those.
Yeah, do you know how much 500 is?
If
Yeah,
we're,
but-
that's the one we'd go through Southwoods for, right? So maybe that would be about $300, I would say, roughly, maybe somewhere between $200-300.
Diane?
Is the passport, does it have an extended life? Like,
Not really.
No.
is it
No.
next-
Probably not, because the list of farms may
Oh, 'cause it's got those two
change,
farms in
right?
there.
Right.
The history
And the
museum should keep
sponsors.
one
Let me
now.
just throw this out there. If you have 4 hours on a Sunday, you have maybe 50 people coming through your stand or your store in that 4-hour period on a Sunday, times 10 farms. You're talking 2,000 visits over that number of farms. Is that right?
Let me just think that through, so
So
4
you
hours,
got-
so we got 10 farms,
Yep. Say 50 people come through
No one's gonna be able to hit all the farms though.
in those 4 hours.
well, wouldn't it be 50 for the whole 4 hours in this example?
In my store, in a 4-hour period.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, I might get 50, if the weather's good, I might get 50 people coming through in that 4 hour, 10 people an hour through my register, that'd be
Yeah,
low. That'd be low.
yeah.
I think
So,
500 with those numbers would be, and we have 10 farms, that would be 50 brochures or 50 passports per farm, and that would be for the duration of the 4 hours.
You're
I
not gonna
think
get a new
that's
one.
enough.
Right,
Right.
right, right. Yeah, you just get one, you don't take a new one at each farm,
One per family.
one per family.
One per kid.
Or even one per kid, but they would keep the same one for the whole day. They can't, get a new one, that defeats the purpose.
yeah, because part of the reason why they're gonna be keeping it is because they're gonna be having the
They're gonna
stickers
Stickers,
on
they're gonna get
it
stickers,
to then
yeah,
go into
So
the
there's an
drawing.
incentive not to lose it,
Right.
because it has stickers.
yeah.
Originally, Diane, we were going to have that start at Wally Park. And then
Yep, there was no purpose.
go from there.
Mm,
And after talking with John Coward, he's there, if we've got 10 participating just in Southwick alone, an average family is probably only gonna hit 3 or 4 of the venues.
Hmm.
Especially the ones that are gonna be
Yeah, when I
interactive.
did Granby Farm Day last year, we only hit, I think, 4 farms. Like 3 in
Okay.
Oak Range.
Okay. So,
I'd say 500, I think, to just
Yeah,
get
I-
started this year.
I'm thinking that,
Because worst comes to worst, let's say we run out of them, we're going to also have the trifold that you're working on at the farms too.
And they can just.
You can put a sticker
true,
on that.
they
So
can
we
substitute
could
that,
utilize that.
yeah.
And then you just get one at the next farm they go to.
Or they can get it at the next farm with the trifold. So there's gonna be
Okay.
enough material at each farm to utilize if we run out of the passports. But I
Yeah.
would go conservative.
And if you run out, it's a great success marker.
It's a great success.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I would say budget maybe somewhere between $200 to $300 for that, because that's double-sided. We would do it kind of, I think, a thicker, slightly thicker stock than just regular
Yep.
paper, if you want people to handle it for more than 10 minutes and not have it
sure.
come apart, so I would say, yeah, somewhere between $200 to $300, just ballparking it with Southwoods.
Well, so let's say
Yeah,
300,
high end.
I'm sure
I'd
I'm
go
sure it'll be
higher.
300.
Yeah, so 300 plus another 270 for the trifold, that brings us like almost up to that's 570.
let's round it
Yeah.
up to 6.
6, right, because there may be, incidentals and whatnot, like lawn signs. So I think we only want lawn signs for the places that are actually going to be farms, participating farms, right? Like as a way to direct folks, like, hey, this is the place, like ding, 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 like turn here.
Do we
Having
want that
visited-
intersections
sorry?
too?
Oh, Zach is saying, how about major intersections? I think, maybe not the lawn signs,
The banners maybe, right?
have some banners or some other kind of signs at the intersections.
Granby used sandwich boards.
Oh, sandwich boards, yeah,
Yeah, they're sandwich
their
boards. Yeah.
yeah.
I love those.
So I think the lawn signs would be 10, right? We have 10 participants.
If we're doing sandwich boards, we could make them reusable for every year.
Hmm,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
that stuff you can peel right
Yeah.
off. For lawn signs, you usually get discounts when you order quantity. If
Yeah,
we're looking at, say, 10 or 15 total lawn signs, you're probably gonna be looking at close to $12 per sign.
mhm.
How big are they?
Those would be the
Like yours.
18.
Smaller size.
Yeah.
There's a
We probably go
smaller
with the
size.
standard size.
I think some properties may need 2 signs, just having visited a couple of them. And then another thing that occurred to me, having visited some places this weekend for taking photos. I think parking, and this is a comment I got from a few of the farmers, they definitely want at least one person there from AgCom or, one of our volunteers to help direct parking, because that's just a liability and, safety concern of theirs, to have somebody who can kind of direct traffic, but also making parking like abundantly clear. So they were like, are you gonna have parking signs so that people know? Because for some places like Cowards and obviously Blossoming Acres, it's clear. But then for Firefly Farms, for instance, it's not super clear. And if you're also thinking about a property like Solex or Roger Beasley's, or I don't know if Kleinview has like defined parking for more than just like a couple of cars, like having signs that specifically say parking
Mhm.
are just helpful and I think safer for everyone all around. So maybe 2 signs of like, this is the farm, but then like 1 parking sign or 2 parking signs for farm. So I think our quantity actually starts to go up quite a bit if we think about it like that, and that might be more cost effective anyways.
That's
Oh,
where,
okay.
I know it's on the agenda also, I
That's
believe,
okay.
to talk about doing the initial walkthrough.
Yeah,
I totally agree, Marissa, about the parking and having at least 2 representatives at each farm to help direct parking, but then to also help facilitate the event.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, in talking with Holly next door, we're gonna open up the upper pasture for parking
Ah,
that
there
we've
you
used for big events in the past. But you need to have somebody directing them.
yeah.
I also want to think about the safety piece for our volunteers. And safety vest would probably be important,
Hmm.
plus it also
Makes you look official.
makes you look
Mhm.
official and like point of contact. If somebody has a question, they see you with the safety vest. I've got quite a few of those left over from the past couple of years.
That probably
Oh.
help.
And you can get them wicked inexpensive as well at Ocean State, but I can do a stock of my inventory and bring that to the next meeting.
Okay, excellent, yeah.
I think Lanita has a lot of them too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, because the farms will probably have some as well.
yeah, okay, good. So the parking signs, okay. Marissa, who's there in your face?
Oh, yeah, my cat kept trying to climb up on my lap and yeah, so like, just come here.
Would the parking signs be more kind of generic, you know, open
Yeah.
farm day parking with an arrow? And maybe we even draw in the arrow?
Might
Or,
have to, yeah.
Yeah.
right, because it's gonna depend, because every place is gonna be a little bit
Right.
different. But if if it is just a parking sign and one of us there to
Yeah.
direct, that should be sufficient.
Yeah,
I agree. I've seen that at events too, just a sign that says parking and then an attendant there, and it just, at least you know the boundaries of it, right? So,
You
Right.
could probably get those pre-made on Amazon or something too, way cheaper than getting them printed.
oh, okay.
And we might
yeah.
even be able to get them at IBS and just stick them on a
Maybe,
stake
yeah.
too.
True.
So some of
Oh,
the.
Indeed.
Home Depot has signs like that too. come out.
Right.
Let's keep it local if possible.
sorry,
Yeah,
was that
Sage,
someone
Sage, were you gonna say something?
Nope, it wasn't me.
That was me. This is Alex. Is this working?
Yes,
Yes.
Alex.
Yep.
Okay, Inga took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna suggest, IBS, because I know they have a lot of pre-printed signs that are super affordable. And they have the stakes that you can bang in the ground, and they have like this reflective, this reflective tape. It could be hot pink or orange or whatever, and you can kind of cordon off a parking area just really quick on the fly, and it's super affordable, like I said. So they have all that stuff readily available.
Okay.
Their sponsorship.
They could be, yes, they could donate it.
And Diane Gale is
Yeah.
saying, Alex, that could be their sponsorship donation.
Right.
Yeah,
Give us
that'd be
a-
perfect.
Always
Right.
give us a
Exactly,
discount.
super
Yeah,
practical.
discount, yeah.
All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, this is good.
So how many of the farm signs would you be looking for? More than the 10 participating?
Well, I think we were saying like 2 per location.
Okay.
Yeah, at least 2 per location, yeah.
So, yeah,
They're generic. They'll
Yeah.
be-
25, I'd say.
yeah.
I'm shopping for you.
Oh, you're shopping, Diane's shopping online, okay, good. Yeah, 2 each, okay.
Diane, do you have a rough cost based off of what you're seeing online, just a guesstimate, so that we can have a rough budget tonight?
Looking at who I used for my signs, so I'm gonna see if she can, because she can do low quantities right in her own office.
Right.
So I'll see if she can give me a decent price and you can compare
Oh, okay,
And once you've got that, Diane, share that with me, because I can also contact Gary Moore and see if he would want to be a sponsor for this, and if he might even want to donate the signs. Once
Okay.
again, doesn't hurt to ask.
They're not on your sponsor list.
Nope, but they can be.
A little nudging.
They will be, 4 colors probably, 3 colors, 4 colors.
Probably 3.
And then, Diane, do you recall off the top of your head what your bigger signs were, the ones that you had at the intersections? Oh,
Yeah,
Ingots?
those ended up costing $32 a piece, and those were 2x3s. And the turnaround time to print those were like 3 days.
oh, man.
And once again, Gary, I would ask him if he would want to donate those as a
Yeah.
sponsor.
And tell me again, where's Gary? What's he connected with?
Gary Moran lives here in Southwick at the, oh gosh, the development there off of Hillside, but he owns Moran Signs in
Oh.
Agawam,
Oh, okay.
and he's been very supportive the past couple of years.
Okay.
I did order the stickers,
Mhm.
so I can, do you want me to give these to you? We've got 2 packets of
I mean-
stickers, all different types of critters and tractors
Sage and Marissa, can you see?
fences.
These are wicked cute.
Yes, they're adorable. The kids will love it.
Yep, so I've got 2 packets of those. And as I said before, this will be one of my contributions to the event. I also took the liberty of ordering boxes that we could use at each of the farms to put the passports in.
Yep.
They'd be folded, put in there.
This one
My,
isn't cut properly. The stickers don't line up with the animals, but the rest of them look fine.
okay, of course you have to find one
You're
that,
right on top.
it was manufactured in China, yes,
Yeah,
so.
This one looks okay.
So I've got 12 boxes, and I thought this would be something that the AdCom could dress up. Hosted by the Agricultural Commission. I would probably recommend putting a rock in it so that it doesn't fly off of the table, which is where the flyers would be as well. But if this is something that you would want to utilize, I can leave you with these 12. Other than that, it could be a
awesome.
shoebox,
Right.
but these would be able to be reused as well.
Yeah, well, 12 is great, because we have 10. and-
Right. Right,
So we're good, yeah,
so,
okay,
so I'll put the stickers in the bag here, and you've got everything.
okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
great.
Very much, Diane.
I think
Thank you
it'd be
very
fun.
much.
Have you all decorate it, or come up with, you have your logo?
We can put stickers on it.
That's,
Put
yeah, that's
stickers
what I'm
on it,
thinking,
but
but
you
if
can
you
put
say
your
we gotta,
logo
at
for
least
the
put a couple of
agricultural-
stickers, just
Yeah,
because, you know,
at least the Agricultural Commission logo,
yeah.
and maybe the town of Southwick
Mhm.
insignia.
Yeah, we don't have much of a logo
We
per
need
se, but,
We should have one.
yeah, we should.
Have one.
I'm trying to work on it. Once my Windows is back to 10.
Rock and roll on that, that way there could be the unveiling,
Yeah.
open farm day
Yeah.
again.
Okay, I think, that's all good in terms of what we're producing and what it's potentially gonna cost.
So for budget though, we have to just look at advertising cost. If you want to give me an idea as to how many ads you want to run, I could reach out and get pricing. along with what size you feel that you might want to run as well.
Yeah. I was kind of,
Here you go, Bert.
oh, okay, thank you. I was kind of assuming Southwoods, Westfield News.
Facebook,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
that
we'll
there,
definitely do
right?
Facebook posts
yeah,
and
they
boost
said they
them.
spent $30 on a
Yeah,
Facebook post,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's pretty reasonable.
yeah.
So did you say Westfield News and the Penny Saver?
Yeah, I think, aren't they all sort of connected
They,
now?
they are, but you have to pay separately.
Yeah, we'll
There's
keep
different
charging that.
cost.
Yeah, Westfield News, Penny Saver, I guess.
You could also probably get some free press releases. You'd want to put together some press
Definitely,
releases.
yeah.
Because the publications, the Republican would do that for free,
Mhm.
along with also the Westfield News.
Channel 15, Tammy is saying. Oh,
That
and-
should be free, right?
Should be.
Yeah.
And then that town crier sign at one point, or at some point. And then, yeah, media releases. And I already sent some info to Cliff Clark and Miasha Lee, who both work for Westfield News Penny
Right.
Saver, so they're at least aware of it so
Okay.
far. You know, I'll send them more details.
The sign price might be $650 with the stands. Don't
Oh.
quote me on that firmly, but it might be $650
Okay, for the bigger
for
signs?
the political size signs.
And that'd be for 25 of them?
25,
Okay,
but I will get that confirmed, in that range.
And when you say 650, that's $6.50 per sign?
oh, okay. For a minute there, I thought you meant $650.
I saw you, I felt a little, oh my God, and I just want to make sure
was
you
trying
that
to-
was
I
clarified.
was trying to stay calm.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to clarify that for you, Bert. I felt your angst. So for an ad size, thinking maybe like the size of the passport? Be able to-
That'd be about a half a page in Southwoods. I'm not sure what the ratio would be for
Yeah.
like Westfield News, but yeah, it should be a nice eye-catching size, right? So, yeah.
That would be a full page, Bert. So maybe like a 3-column by 7-inch,
Yeah,
go something
something like
conservative.
that, yeah,
Okay, so I'll just get some prices then.
okay,
As the years go on, we'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
right.
Right, because we're gonna have more and more participants.
That's the one. Start small. We'll go big as we go.
7 inches, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll get prices for a 3x7 from Southwoods, Westfield News, and the Penny Saver. Don't want to go with the Republican?
Mm. Well, let's see how much it will cost.
Okay,
Yeah. Sadly, not that many people get newspapers anymore, but
still.
Yeah, readers are slowly dwindling.
Yeah,
Get the free ones.
It's still an effective
Whether you
medium.
want it or not.
yeah.
Okay. So going back to then the sponsors,
Yep,
if we, let's just say approximately $2,400 in the budget for Open Farm Day,
mhm,
between the lawn signs, the trifold, looking at the other advertising, that 2,400 could go quickly.
Yep.
Especially if you're going to start running ads, and you're going to be making banners too.
yep.
So for sponsorships, does the commission want to go with a couple of different tiers for sponsorship?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking, you know.
Okay,
If that sounds good with the rest of the folks. And maybe just 3, I mean, we don't need like 6 levels, you know, right, do you think?
Bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah. Trying to think of a farm analogy, hay bale. Tractor.
Is it John Deere or is it
Yeah, so bronze, silver, gold, or whatever we end up calling them,
Yeah.
you know?
Hey, Bert, you could do square bale, round bale, and hayloft.
There you go.
All right.
Can I just ask, is the intention of stratifying sponsorship so that we can advertise that at some point? Or what's the intention behind stratifying it?
I think just to, so, I mean, we could advertise it, I think,
Well, that can go in your newspaper ads,
Yeah,
and you
right.
put sponsors there
yeah, yep,
instead of on the piece.
yep. Thanks sponsors in the ads, yep,
But they call to visit our sponsors,
right.
yeah,
so they get something out of it.
right.
Sorry, I'm jumping in.
No, it's okay.
No.
And Marissa, I was thinking, kind of baseline, just to have some numbers in mind rather than going to, you know, Country Colonial and saying, would you give us some money? And they say, well, how much? You
Yeah,
know,
you wanna have a defined number when you
Yeah.
walk in there.
Yeah,
So
What are you thinking?
I'm seeing here in Granby, their lowest one was 100. I don't know, how comfortable, I'm not sure I would personally feel comfortable asking somebody for $500, I don't know.
I would start at $50 and, you know, ask them if they can give $50 or $100, or if they can give $150. But that way you make it accessible for small businesses. And I would just say, in terms of marketing it in the future, I'd just be wary of that. That sometimes can backfire. Sometimes people want to give and be part of something and be visible. And I don't think this is like a high stakes marketing campaign that we need to stratify it within the town and kind of create a little bit of hierarchy, you know. I think the bottom line is that we're happy if anybody can participate. This is our inaugural year. We're not really sure how it's going to work. This is supposed to be community spirit. This isn't necessarily a straight capitalist venture, you know. So it is in the sense that we're trying to generate and bring more business to farms, but I certainly wouldn't want somebody to, you know, who has a small business and wants to participate, you know, feel unencumbered or feel like they can't access this sponsorship because they can't give more than $50 maybe, you know, so.
We do ask them to either sponsor, or perhaps if they don't want to spend $50, like a gift certificates for the drawing,
That's a great idea. Give them that option.
give them
Yeah.
like an honorable mention or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Is
Well,
Tammy,
you're looking for that to help pay for the shipping and, I mean, the printing.
The printing,
and
right.
sign.
But we also have things we need to give away.
So, but you're promoting the farms giving away, or having something on their
Yeah.
passport, right?
right, yeah,
You're gonna confuse the message, I think.
Maybe.
I think the idea is just to have stuff from businesses that collaborate with farms to drive people to farms and create visibility for the businesses. It's like a twofold thing. I think it's a two-way street.
yeah.
The
And Tammy just said,
bank,
it shouldn't be a competition.
right,
yeah,
the
exactly.
bank was trying to do a cookbook, and they asked for sponsorship on that. They knew what their printing cost was gonna be for so many pages of a cookbook, and they asked for $30 for sponsors. So if you just have a flat level of $50, $60, when you kind of know your budget a little better and what your shortfall is gonna be, you still want to leave some in your coffers for the next year, but,
Yep,
so you might want to look at it that way and just, maybe it's $60 or whatever else you can contribute.
Right, because some might say, I want to give you more.
Yeah.
So then we'll gladly take it.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
let me get prices by Friday from Southwoods, Westfield News, Penny Saver, and the Republican. Break down the prices individually
mhm,
for 2 ads. Couple of weeks, a week
Yeah.
before and the week of.
Yep.
And that would give us a really good idea as what that additional cost would be, to then be able to break down as to what we should be asking
Mhm.
from the
Yeah.
sponsors.
Good. And in that same conversation, pin down the lead time, like how much advance, how far in advance of publication do they need?
Usually it's about 4 to 5 days,
Yeah, I thought it was short,
Yep.
but, yeah.
to also be able to get approved and approve it.
Mhm. Okay, so was our
Yeah.
consensus that we're gonna go with 60 as our ask? and
Don't
then
know, let's
see-
wait until we get
Until you
some
get the
numbers.
numbers, right,
Yeah, let's
okay,
crunch some
gotcha.
numbers first.
Yep.
And then that can determine what we need to do regarding how many sponsors to go towards.
Mhm.
And then also how we want to look at what we're gonna have in the drawings.
Right.
Because I think we should also ask the farms that are participating if they would want to be part of the donation give a donation for the drawing.
Mhm.
And it could be
Mhm.
either a basket of their produce, it could be a gift certificate, it could be a plant. I think
Yeah.
it'd be great to get the goodies for the passports from the actual participants.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. So let's
Keep it-
give, so let's give us a
Chunk
cow.
of.
I'll take one.
So,
Eggs are a prime product right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Got more than I know what to do with.
So do I, I'm giving them away.
Me
You do. All
too.
my neighbors are getting them.
Feel free to drop some off on
Okay.
Pine Road.
You know, for a dozen a day.
They're so colorful when you open them up. I just love looking at them. So,
I'm giving them back to the chickens now.
Yes,
Yeah.
us too, and manure in our field.
so, going back to the list of the potential sponsors and the restaurants, I would have no problem contacting them myself,
okay,
unless the commission has a problem with that.
no, I don't.
Just swear.
Okay, So the ones that we've added to potential sponsors would be Tractor Supply,
Mhm.
IBS, I think it's Farmhouse Relics or Farmhouse Rustic,
Yep,
in the Gristmill Plaza, and also Red Willowitz's for Country Colonial.
yep. And Southwick Florist?
As a participating farm, right?
Right,
Right.
and your contact,
And I'm gonna ask them.
yep, you'll contact them.
You can tell them I suggested it.
And then for restaurants, we've got Congamon Pizza as well, Roma,
Roma,
About Tucker's.
that's on the list.
Tucker's is there.
What's on the list already is
Yeah,
Westfield
yeah.
River Brewery, Sunflower, Crepe, Daily Grind, Tucker's, The Launch, Reds, Summer House, Notch, Malicious, Village, Subway, Congamon, and Roma.
And Rail Trail.
Oh,
Rail trail.
yeah, Rail Trail.
Oh, Rail Trail, of course.
And if you want them all, you need Southwick in too.
Name, Gristmill.
True.
Right?
And Gristmill Cafe.
What have I
That's
heard?
my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday meal lineup.
Wait, Kettlebread's not in here.
Kettlebread, yep,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
Kettlebread.
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 I had them for dinner.
I'm an ownership.
Yeah, I'll bring my list.
I bought it when they were.
Yeah, I am too.
Mrs. Murphy's,
Murphy's, of
are they
course.
open?
They are
They
on
open
Sundays.
during these hours of your thing, though. Never mind.
Yeah, but they could
Um,
be raffle.
Alex
Did they-
Grifty again. Isn't there a new place over? It used to be Nora's. It's now, I think it's called Bar Shop.
Oh,
They seem kind of new. They might be into something like this to get their name out there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never heard of them.
And
they
a-
go to all
and
the
a-
farmers markets too, and the local farms. so
Okay.
they support
And
farmers.
across the street, what used to be Louis B's is now a steakhouse,
Yeah,
right?
prime steak.
It changes every year.
And, oh, we don't have, Brass Rail. Why is my-
It's just not open for.
Yeah, it's just-
Oh, that's right, it's
It's
just
only
banquets,
events. Yeah, it's only
right,
events
right,
now.
okay.
A couple Chinese restaurants too.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
What's the second one?
There's
King Yen.
King Yen and
Oh,
Yin.
yeah.
and, okay,
And then they already have Big Y on lock for like, for us, I guess, for cases of water or something.
okay. And would they do gift cards?
You can do gift cards, yeah.
I mean, is there some kind of a limit, or,
No, that was, if it's going into our gift account, I mean, she can only give away so much, but I can get at least $50.
For
okay,
the drawing?
No, I mean, we probably want bottles of water at all the locations for,
I thought we had nixed that.
yeah,
last-
we
Oh,
talked
did we?
about, yeah, because
Yeah,
we'd
because
have to
of
have
trash,
ice and.
Ice,
right,
coolers,
Yeah,
well, I mean, I
Trash.
can get a couple gift cards or one gift card,
that would be, gift cards would be great to put in our drawing.
yeah.
Okay, I just wonder about having Subway.
Are they open yet?
Yes, they're open.
Yeah, they
Family out of,
Yeah.
Agawam
Yeah.
is running it.
I mean, because I personally, nothing against anybody who works at McDonald's, but those kinds of places, does that kind of fit with what we're doing?
I mean, they're locally owned.
So, yeah. Yeah, I guess, why not?
It doesn't
I
hurt to
guess,
ask.
And we'd be looking at them for gift cards.
They'd probably be better.
Well, for that matter, you got Zanto too missing. If you're really,
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Santos, right.
oh, wait a minute. Where's Michael's restaurant list?
Oh, right,
I have it right here.
right, there's 32 of them, right?
Yeah, there's that
Dunk,
one
well,
at
the Dunkin',
There's that one at the golf course, at Edgewood.
Oh, yeah. Duncan, oh,
Two
yeah,
Dunkins.
two Dunkins. And the one at the golf course,
I'm looking
Which I
at
can't
that
think
at
of that.
There's
McDonald's.
that coffee place at the church.
Daily Grind. you
Daily
guys-
Grind.
Yeah, that's on
I
the
think we-
list.
I think we got that,
Got that
yeah.
on the list.
well, we're gonna need bigger brochures if we're gonna list all these people.
Really small font.
No, you're gonna put that in your ad, not in your brochure, your sponsors, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you just make that small.
And we should say that too, when we're approaching these folks, that we are gonna be recognizing them in some advertising and in some print materials. Excuse me.
Yeah, you got the Hash House as well,
Hash House,
Ranch Golf Club.
yeah, there's the ranch and there's,
Don't put it
what's at
Edgewood.
Edgewood, what's
And
the
that's
name?
what, whatever it's called, Foxton?
I think it
Fox-
changed.
Yeah, it used to be the Fox Den, and
And
then
it
last year he
changed.
stopped serving because he couldn't get help.
I thought he's open again now.
Is he
Yeah,
open
he's
again now?
open.
Okay.
Yeah. We've seen,
Okay.
There's a smoothie place behind
Doc's
McDonald's.
Tavern.
That's
is
Sunflower,
Oh, okay.
that's Sunflower Cafe.
There's a thing at Edgewood's called Doc's Tavern.
What was that?
Doc's Tavern, D-O-C, apostrophe S.
Where's that?
That's at
Edgewood.
Edgewood. that's the
Edgewood.
name now.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, we've got 27 here now, 28, so which four are we missing out of the brochure?
Well, there's the state line. It's for sale. I would not recommend eating anything from there.
Mhm.
I saw people there the
McDonald's.
other day. I
Pardon?
saw people there the other day.
Yeah, he does a good bar business,
Yeah.
but
I've never been in there.
Me either.
I have. It's a
Yeah.
really cool place,
Is it?
but I wouldn't eat there. I've seen him step on a bag of ice with his feet and then put it in to serve drinks, so
Okay.
anything out of a bottle would probably be best there.
Yeah.
But he gets some good bands every now and then, but it is for sale. Dunkin' Donuts was on there,
Okay, yeah.
McDonald's, Millie's Country Store.
Oh, Millie's.
Yeah,
They probably won't. will
they were impossible to deal with for the taste of South.
Oh, really?
So
Jeez.
they're not owned by anyone locally.
Hmm.
Well, I had a hard time understanding them.
Yeah.
It was very hard to communicate with them.
Yeah.
Who was in charge. So there's 4 right there that are no longer viable.
Mhm.
Everyone else,
I might take a crack at Millie's.
go
They seem-
for
They
it.
seem pretty friendly when I'm in there.
they? They're
Okay.
definitely friendly.
Okay,
Yeah, so, yeah.
great. And the other one was Patricia. The bakery, coffee shop.
Oh, right.
Is anyone else in there?
Now, Pastisseria isn't local either, are they?
They're owned out of Connecticut.
Yeah, they have a shop in Bloomfield, I think, yeah.
Somewhere in Connecticut.
But we could still,
Maybe she's from here.
oh, she's, oh, okay. Not that that has to be disqualifying, I mean,
No.
if you have business in town, you know. But, yeah.
They pay taxes.
Yes, they do. And employ locals.
Okay,
So have we
Um,
assigned all of these, so far? I mean, is it clear? Like our next steps, I think businesses, if we need more, I think we can add more and search for more, but in the interest of keeping it moving along and knowing how we're gonna proceed, do we have? I know Inga's gonna take a couple,
yeah, I think, Inga, did you say
Yeah,
you're gonna
I
do
had said,
sponsors?
yeah, I had said that I'll definitely do the list of potential sponsors.
Except I'm doing Southwick Florist.
Right, you're gonna do the florist and Millie's.
And Millie's.
And I have no problem going for the restaurants as well, Marissa.
Yeah, but that's a lot, though.
We added quite a few on.
I mean, it's 20+ restaurants.
Okay, I'll
mean,
take the first 10 here,
Okay.
then from Westfield River Brewing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
down to,
10.
Subway.
Malicious? Subway, okay.
yeah, I'll go to Subway.
Okay.
Then the other
Um,
17,
Now, I could do, it's on your list, but I could do the launch. I mean, we're kind of regulars there.
okay, so you do the launch. I will do, going down then, I will do the Southwick Inn, Gristmill Cafe, and the bar shop.
Inga and bar shop, where do I write that down? Inga, okay.
Oh, I'll also do the rail trail.
Rail trail, Inga, okay.
So that, I'll do, so once again, Westfield River Brewery, Inga, Sunflower, oh, Sunflower, did you wanted to reach out to her?
Yeah, I'll do some.
Okay. Then the Crepe, Daily Grind, Tucker's, Red's Cafe, Summer House, Notch, Malicious, Village Pizza, Subway, Rail Trail, Southwick Inn, Gristmill Cafe, and the bar shop.
Bar shop, yeah. Okay. Zach or Sage or Marissa or Tammy, do you know folks particularly in any of these places?
I know Kettleburn.
Okay. wanna ask them? Zach,
I'll do Congo Man pizza.
okay. Tammy for Congamon Pizza. Um,
What was the other two options?
The other ones that are left open would be Roma,
I could do Roma.
I'll do the hash house.
Prime Steak,
Okay, Tammy said Hash House. Let's see.
Xantos,
I mean, I could definitely do the grind. I'm always there.
okay, so I'll
Okay.
take that off of my list and I'll put you on the grind. And then there'd be Prime Steak, King Yen, China House, and Patricia's.
Which time?
Or the China, it
Oh,
used to
Main
be.
Moon?
Moon?
Main
Main
Moon,
Moon.
Main
Not
Moon.
Main Moon anymore? Or is it?
I think
Yeah,
it still is.
It is.
Okay. It's different owners now.
Yeah.
I think that changes hands.
And then there's Doc's Tavern as well, that needs to have somebody reach out to him.
Where is that?
Edgewood.
Oh,
Why don't you see if you get someone from EDC to reach out to some of these? Wasn't this gonna be a
Oh.
joint effort?
Yeah. Uh,
Go for it, Bert.
I will. I'll say, okay, here's the list. We need contacts, you
Give
know.
them a script and ask
Yeah.
them if they can help you out.
Yep.
It's in their ballpark.
Yep,
It's in their wheelhouse, as they would say.
should be anyway.
So our purpose for these restaurants is to see if they would want to be a sponsor along with, or a sponsor or a gift certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say,
Okay.
yes.
and/or, right?
And/or. So since we're gonna have, right now, we have 1, 2, 3,
So we
4.
don't know yet what to ask for the amounts, right?
Yeah, so,
We're
right,
waiting on
Right.
that.
right, so once we get the numbers, then that would be part of the conversation. I think what's gonna be critical, though, is that we have a consistent message. So, I would have no problem putting together a small little script,
Okay,
so that we know what to say, how to say it, and be able to have the same number that we would be presenting to these folks.
yeah. Awesome, yep.
So, once I've got the advertising cost on Friday, then I can share that with you, Bert.
Yep,
and
and I
then you
can, I'll send it around.
Send it around, and then start working on a script so that we can call and get these done in place. And the sponsors, the script that I would have for them would be a little bit different, but then I'm the only one making those calls.
Yeah, true.
So that,
Yeah,
and that would be for whatever that said number is that we're looking for. Okay,
yeah. Okay. I didn't know that we were gonna be here an hour and 40 minutes, but this has been a really good conversation.
Time flies.
Appreciate everyone's input, including, you know, Alex and Sage and certainly Marissa online.
By 7:38 here, I'm all good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Always glad
See you,
to
son.
participate. Thank you.
thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. So I think we could adjourn.
Can I just throw out one
Yeah,
thing?
sure.
We were at EDC earlier, and they were talking about the Ironman thing coming through, the motocross, the thing in the mud kind of thing, and putting up sandwich board signs directing people to gas, food, out of the intersections when they're redirecting traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw out there, can you please put farm stands on? so they can go get fresh fruit and vegetables as
Yeah.
well, and they're sort of okay with it.
Hmm.
It should be.
They may or may not, but if you can't press for it, reminding them that the farms are food establishments.
Along with what draws people into the town too,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and they are a business.
right.
So you might use that when you're talking to them about maybe, grabbing some of these names and thanking them for that cooperation, putting that on the sign.
Yeah.
Oh, and before we adjourn, do you want to quickly just run over the list that I made? Just see if
Oh,
there's
your
any
list, I'm
critiques,
sorry.
any additions?
I'm sorry, Sage. There's- So this is actually our tool for gathering info for the website, but we can also use it when we do as a starting place anyway, when we visit the farms to do a walkthrough.
Sage, two quick questions just off the top of my head when I saw this earlier. First off, thank you for doing it. I think it's gonna be really helpful. For Open Farm Day as well as the website, so yay for cross-pollination. First question, is what's written in like pink or purple there, is that like examples? You put that on there to note?
Yes.
Okay, I would denotate that as like EG or something, otherwise people are gonna be like, is this already answered, or am I supposed to select one of those answers? So I would say like example, and then my second question was, and maybe you just answered this, where would they write that in? Is there like a line per se, like that they can input that into? Like
I
up
was-
below the example line?
I was actually hoping that they would have a separate paper that they just fill out their own list, because they're not going to answer all of them. So I figured a paper they just staple to it and then hand it back to us. But I probably should define that on this thing.
I think it's easiest to just, have them turn in the same piece of paper, and just from a waste standpoint, so like EG can be like one line, and then right below that, just do like the one, like, like graphic, like
Yeah.
long line for them to actually write in the answer. So it's going to be in person that we distribute these? Is that what you're envisioning?
Well, we have to go. Well, we already did the door to door to ask them if they were going to participate and stuff. So I kind of shot that out of the water. So we would have to pretty much reintroduce this before, obviously, the event to anyone that's participating to get this feedback. The only problem is the reason why I didn't have it so that you could fill out on this piece of paper is because I don't know anyone in this town who's going to be able to write their history in like 1 or 2 sentences.
Right.
That
Yeah.
totally defeats the purpose of getting the history. That's why I was figuring it'd be a separate piece of paper.
Yeah, I guess this begs a bigger question, the status of our website. To me, I just want to go on record and say it still seems odd that we don't have a website and we're promoting this event, like, Open Farm Day. I would have thought that by now we had something. So I don't know what action we can take between now and then. I know we would have to change our marketing materials, but it just seems so much more accessible to get that data from people if they're going to input it via the website, right? For your
Yeah.
point, right? Instead of having to transcribe or like, try to understand someone's handwriting. And then 2, just from a data information standpoint, like Granby has their website up and running for their AgCom, and it is a big information point. So like, I think it's a very necessary 21st century point to have if you're going to be doing any sort of event. So I would just, if it's going to be paper, I guess, well, that's a shame. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I totally am
Damn.
agreeing with you.
That's a
The
lot
only
of work.
downside, is the
Wow,
whole,
transcribing. Okay.
we need the permission for the website. So until I get the permission, I can't put it up legally. Because
And why-
we
yeah.
gotta,
Where's the
And-
permission at? Because the master plan website took like 1 or 2 select board meetings. Bert, do we know where that's
I
at?
know
I
they-
mean,
I keep bringing it up and I keep not getting anywhere.
yeah, it's been
So-
like, 8 months at this point that we've been trying to do it. It just seems like, the master plan got it done in 1 month. So I'm just surprised with this event coming that we can't get some momentum going on it. I'm
See
a
if
little
we can-
troubled by that, to be honest.
Yeah, see if we, their next select board meeting is June 5th, I believe, because Monday is Memorial Day. So,
If only there was a select board member here.
yeah. We'll see if we can get, I'll see if I can get in touch with the select board and get on the agenda.
I would say that's imperative, yeah, that because it's this event, if anything changes between now and then too, and we have marketing material out, a website is kind of going to be essential for updating anything
Yeah,
Yeah,
as well, yeah, and you know, we can
mean-
advertise all we want on newspapers, but people go on websites and social
Well, of
media,
course.
so we
and
need both.
depending on how people want this, I already have it established so that they can literally go to it today. I just need the
I know,
okay.
exactly, you've had it for months, ready to go, I know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just, you know, business being held up for so long when we've seen that can be approved from, you know, a couple meetings to the next, and here we are in a 7-month process nearly, it just seems
yeah,
like it's like, you know, an impediment to how business is run, how operations are run at town hall, so I think our open farm day is a really good argument to put forth next time you approach the select board, Bert, because it's huge. You know, we're putting in all this work, and the website would make a huge difference for Sage's workload, for our workload. Yeah,
well, and similarly, our other issue is membership on this commission. We have an opening. We have a couple people who want to join. We have a couple people who want to change their status from commissioner to alternate, and I'm actually waiting on Doug Moglen to give me a read on. There's like some question.
I recommend you put that
Yeah.
on the agenda as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I will.
Done, because appointments are gonna come up and it's still gonna be lingering.
Yeah, so, I'll do my best to get on there June 5th with both these things.
that would
So-
be great. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Anything else? Well, we said this might be, that Sage's list here would be a tool to start a conversation with the farms who are participating in Farm Day. But then we also need to do like a walkthrough.
I would do it in
where's-
tandem.
Where's the parking gonna be, and
Right,
do what?
do it in tandem.
Yes, right, yeah, do it together.
Do you want comments on this?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Sage, can I give you some comments on your list here of questions?
Uh-huh.
Acres of land used for agriculture, I would suggest instead of farming. Past crops, product, or livestock. Current crops, product, or livestock. Number 7, list of livestock raised.
Oh, okay.
Number 8,
Yeah.
how are products available? I think that will guide your answers a little better.
Okay. Let's see where you're going with it.
And on number 5, current crops, if you hit them in June, your answer's gonna be strawberries. So I think you wanna, I know what you're asking. What are all the crops you currently grow and by season, if
Yes.
something like that?
Yeah.
Because I know they don't have a lot of time to answer, and I know who's gonna answer this for one farm, so.
Who could that be?
So I think that would guide your responses a little better.
No, I hear you. I mean, like I said, this list specifically was for the website where you have any time and all the time you want to ever answer it and then just send it in.
Yeah.
But they're gonna use some of this just for the basis of farm days examples. But yeah, I'll definitely make those changes.
Those are my suggestions.
No, I like them. They're actually get to the point a little bit better.
Can I suggest then, Sage, that you hold off on distributing any paper copies of this until after June 5th and we have some sense of where the website's at, especially if you're saying that you're ready to go. we've been on this waiting list, you may be able to launch. I just know, having gone through it, that when the okay goes, you can launch live, because I've done it myself for the master plan, so it would just cut down on your work, and if you can get even half the farms that you're looking to get info from for open farm day to answer electronically, it's just gonna make your data collation that much more tolerable
Yeah.
and bearable, and good just for organizing purposes. So maybe, do you think that's okay to hold off a little bit longer?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I've waited so long as it is, so I mean, why wouldn't I just?
I know, no, yeah,
It's not gonna be hard to wait a few more weeks
right.
or a week.
Fingers crossed, yeah, yeah.
I do have one other
Let's hope.
question on this before you close,
Okay,
if you're good.
yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Where do you get the signs for APR property? I see some properties have them on the roadside. Where do you get those?
Marissa,
I'm
did
the
you have-
liaison with the Forever Farmland Initiative, so feel free to contact me if you'd like some. I can connect and get some signs for qualified properties,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
Okay. I'm ready to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I.